Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Fitness Friday Positives with Rachelle. Folks, today is a very special day and certainly a very special episode of Fitness Friday Positives. Today is my 5-month anniversary of Rachelle's Home Fitness Center, celebrating 5 months. Where has the time gone, folks? Where has the time gone? I don't know. As you can see, I'm actually downstairs here in the cardio section of Rachelle's Home Fitness Center, also known as my garage, folks, continuing to have a ball. And I just wanted to share just a few words of encouragement with you today, particularly those folks who are really struggling on their fitness journey. Certainly the coronavirus has been disruptive in all aspects of life, but I wanted to encourage folks to continue to make your fitness a priority, continue to make it happen. Do whatever you have to do to make it happen. And folks, now I gotta share something with you here to open us up. And I received an email from one of my, I was back and forth email thread certainly, with one of my best friends from Northwestern, Lon Wong. Lon Wong. She and James are chocolatiers out in the state of Oregon, the great state of Oregon. And so she and I were going back and forth, and I shared with her in the previous message, won't obviously read all the emails, but that, you know, I've been working out home since March 21st and yada, yada, yada. And she replied, and it really provided some perspective. So it's interesting, and I'm sure you can all relate, where folks who've known you for a long time can always just provide some perspective on things. And it can be quite refreshing at times. And so it says, Rachelle, ever since the first time I met you, you have always been a very resourceful and persevering person. Working out at home since March, wow, I probably would have given up already. And so when I saw that, and I thought to myself, you know, I really thought, you know, Rachelle's Home Fitness Center was something big. It certainly feels like it from someone, again, who spent, you know, more than 25 years working out exclusively at gyms. To all of a sudden working out exclusively at home. It was quite an adjustment, but certainly a welcomed adjustment, and I have certainly you know, made the best of the situation, and it is just, you know, amazing. And then I read that and I thought to myself, that's the perspective of, you know, Rachelle, I'm not surprised. And that's always a reaction that I get from people that have known me for a long time. When I mention something or I'm doing something, and folks who've known me for a long time will often chime in with something while not directly saying it, you know, I'm not surprised by anything you're doing. You've always been this way. You've always been that way. So I just had to, because again, I myself believe in making it happen, doing whatever you have to do to make it happen. And certainly, you know, giving up was not an option for me in terms of my fitness journey. And certainly respectful of those who have given up out of frustration or whatever the reason. Certainly it isn't a point of condemnation, but just me personally, my personality, just, you know, tenacity, perseverance, it's gotta happen. You know, whatever it is, whatever I'm trying to do, gonna make it happen. And so when you think about these 5 months that I've spent here at Rachelle's Home Fitness Center, I'm literally just like, where has the time gone? And I reflect back on that very first, that Saturday morning, March 21st, when I made that decision. I said, okay, it's got to be working out at home or nothing. And not working out is not an option. So Rachelle, you got to get it together and make this thing happen. And just how I've grown and just how much I've learned. And certainly in recognizing how much my resolve was tested early on, whether it's, okay, I want to work out. And, you know, if you'll recall, and I've talked about this in episodes, number of episodes ago, but my plan B, since, you know, gyms were closed, part of the national shutdown, my plan B was, okay, yeah, I'm just going to power walk at the 12 Oaks Mall here in Novi-Michigan. That'll be great. But then all of a sudden, then the malls got shut down. And then I'm like, oh, what am I going to do now? And then that's when I had that awesome revelation of, hey, you got to make this happen at home. You got to make this happen at home. And so I continue to make it happen. And it's amazing that I've not been back to the mall to power walk since they were shut down and since they've reopened. They reopened weeks ago. And I just, it has not occurred to me, but part of that is too, is that their hours are like 11 to 7 or whatever during the week. And I have zero interest in working out that late. It's just zero motivation working out later in the day. And so it just goes to show you, I do my power walking, my running, all of that right here in my garage. And so when you think about, this had to be an episode, we just always have to include the SWOT analysis, because again, this is a series on fitness trends. I am a reality of the fitness trend, certainly the home fitness trend, that has always been there, just been certainly more latent because of the situation with the coronavirus and a lot of shutdowns and all of that with fitness facilities. But I'm representative of the threats, of the consequences of the coronavirus in terms of the threat that it poses to fitness facilities, where you had the shutdown of facilities, and then some have reopened, just depending on what state you're in. Some have opened, some have not opened. Here in Michigan, we haven't reopened yet. And you have some that have opened and then closed again. It varies. And as I mentioned in the last few episodes here, this is a very fluid situation. It's going to be a very fluid situation where you're going to have this open and closing, a lot of uncertainty around fitness facilities for a good amount of time. I mean, this is not going to end anytime soon. And so when I think about and I could do my own SWOT analysis, I won't here in the interest of time, but I could do my own SWOT analysis of Rachelle's Home Fitness Center. And what is a tremendous strength, the number one strength of Rachelle's Home Fitness Center is certainty. Certainly one thing that I've always said is you will only succeed in fitness when fitness becomes a lifestyle and not an event. So for more than 26 years, fitness has been part of my lifestyle. And so another thing I often say is, for me personally, fitness is a exclamation point, not a question mark. And so it's just a matter of the certainty of knowing that I can make things happen in Rachelle's Home Fitness Center or wherever I may be in terms of home fitness or whatever may be necessary. So just that certainty of and understanding. I mean, certainly, we've got to protect people, we've got to preserve lives. That's how I feel about the whole matter. But we have to recognize also too is that the uncertainty around fitness facility is going to be the opening, the closing, the opening, and just all of that fluidity and uncertainty. I don't have to deal with any of that at Rachelle's Home Fitness Center. While I certainly understand it and certainly support that, you've got to preserve lives and protect people, prevent the spread. Here at Rachelle's Home Fitness Center, it's always open 24/7. Rachelle is able to work out right here at home. So it goes on to show just how, and this is certainly a path that I would have never chosen on my own. I've said that on a number of episodes, but I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful because I wouldn't have learned that lesson, the powerful lesson of the certainty that exists in home fitness. Now, certainly a weakness of Rachelle's Home Fitness is I do not have a pre-core EFX. That is the only weakness. My pre-core, my favorite machine, my all-time favorite machine from 2000 to 2017. And certainly that's one thing I realize now is that don't let me get my hands on a pre-core EFX 576i here at Rachelle's Home Fitness Center, because my gym journey will probably be a wrap. But anyway, folks, I just wanted to share these thoughts, and I'm going to close out with something. Actually, a letter that I wrote to a CEO, corporate CEO, and I do this typically a CEO letter. I mean, it has to be something pretty strong experience, a pretty strong compliment, whatever the case may be. But I do this typically once or twice a year. Like I say, it depends. I never know when it's going to happen, what circumstance it's going to be. And certainly I am just very big. I think if you've watched enough episodes here, you know that I'm a very big proponent of expressing gratitude and appreciation and kudos and things like that. So from a perspective of I never know kind of what extraordinary or awesome experience I'm going to have. And so my first CEO letter of 2020, it was very unexpected, very surprising, because again, this my path of fitness, I couldn't have foreseen it coming. The coronavirus epidemic. And so on August 17th, I actually mailed a letter. So I'm going to read the letter. I mailed a letter to the president and CEO of Five Below. All right, the retail chain. His name is Joel Anderson. So send on over to the corporate headquarters, 701 Market Street, Suite 200, Philadelphia, PA, 19106. And so it says, hello, Mr. Anderson. I hope this message finds you in the Five Below team, healthy and well. I have been a Five Below customer for several years since the Novi-Michigan store opened. It's my go-to for supplemental and wellness items, as well as tech accessories. I would be remiss not to thank you and your leadership team, especially procurement, for the wonderful fitness and wellness inventory assortment available in your stores. I have no doubt I am speaking on behalf of millions of shoppers who are extremely grateful for your product offerings at this challenging time. As you know, global supply chain interruptions have made such items hard to find. As a 26-year fitness veteran, I relied exclusively on gyms for more than 25 of those years. However, due to the coronavirus and subsequent gym shutdowns, I began working out at home on March 21st and am still going strong. Fortunately, I already had a few Series 8 fitness items on hand that I bought throughout the years while at my previous gym. Gotta love it. After retail stores were allowed to reopen here in Michigan in May, I stopped in your Novi store and bought more Series 8 fitness items. In addition, I was on vacation in Shreveport, Louisiana for almost a month from June to July and stopped in the Five Below there and was amazed at their fitness and wellness inventory. Woo! I bought even more items to further expand my home workout routine. I must admit that the Series 8 Fitness Twister was quite a surprise and has been quite a treat. The fun continues as I continue to stop in the store every couple of weeks to see if you have additional items. I'm never disappointed. I smiled last week when I saw the resistance tubes for advanced exercisers. I just had to get one. I appreciate your diligence to source items for all fitness levels, including advanced exercisers like me. In my opinion, Five Below is no longer a hidden secret for individuals in search of fitness items. It means a lot to me to have my home fitness center stacked with all types of items, including Series 8 fitness. There has never been and will be no break on my fitness journey, even in the midst of a global pandemic. I am extremely grateful that Five Below has made it a possibility for me and countless others. Keep up the great work. Best regards to the entire Five Below team, Rachelle Smith. So there it is. Yeah, my first CEO letter, and just I'm very big on expressing gratitude and recognizing folks. But I recognize that there's a lot of different places I've been to trying to find different items, and many of you, if you've done the same, you recognize this is a very challenging time. That the global supply for fitness items is very high, very, very high. But I am just so excited and just so pleased with where I was on March 21st with a few items to now how much stuff I have to continue to make my fitness journey a reality and a top priority. And so we all need to take time, particularly in the midst of this coronavirus epidemic. Don't be afraid. Don't hesitate to express appreciation. I mean, yeah, I'm a writer as well, so it's easy for me to sit down and type up a letter really quickly to express appreciation or recognize someone or something like that, folks, but it doesn't matter. You could send a thank you card, you could send an email, you could call and leave feedback. Certainly not just to corporations, but just to people, just to organizations, just any entity or entities that have helped you, that have shaped you, that have contributed to your life or to your journey in any aspect of life, folks. Let's not hesitate to recognize those folks. Because, again, we've got to have the humility to recognize we can't do it on our own. Like, yes, Rachelle's Home Fitness Center has been a reality since March 21st of this year, but guess what? I'm very, very grateful to those stores who did have, particularly early on, fitness items. And so now, that's all I have for you today, folks. Celebrating 5 months of Rachelle's Home Fitness Center and more to come. Gotta love it. Can't wait to see you next week, folks. We're going to continue to talk about fitness trends and HR, human resources, talk about a couple different topics there on retention and employee engagement. And that's all I have for you. So until then, till next week, I can't wait. But remember, I am positively passionate about your fitness, leadership, and success. Make it a fantastically fit day.